Jamie Brighton is a digital marketing expert with over 20 years of global experience. This Director of Product Marketing EMEA at Adobe empowers businesses with customer experience technologies, focusing on platforms, personalization, AI, and exceptional customer experiences.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I nearly didn't walk on, they had to nudge me. I was too busy looking at my picture and hearing the voice of God there, so apologies for that. Director of Product Marketing for the Digital Experience Business Unit at Adobe in EMEA, and that represents the voice of the customer, both internally and externally. These kind of events are a real opportunity for me to hear from our customers on stage, but also within the networking areas around some of the challenges and opportunities. And I hope that you have taken the opportunity and will take the opportunity to network with your fellow attendees today. These are a great place to do that kind of thing. So we're talking today about how to drive and deliver growth for your organizations, accelerate the growth that's required in many organizations through delivering exceptional digital experiences. I'd just like you to take a look left and right at the people who are sitting next to you. It might be difficult to look across the auditorium. You represent the most influential brands in this region. Your marketers, your business leaders, your technologists, and hopefully you also consider yourself to be part of a community. And I think that that's incredibly important when we think about community and how we need to share the challenges that are there, share the challenges that we have as individuals and as businesses, and come together to try and solve those challenges. And that's a lot of what today is really about. No one here has it easy. There are internal pressures around delivering revenue, delivering more sales. Budgets are under scrutiny. You've got pressure from customers in terms of being relevant for the customer, understanding them, delivering and meeting their needs. And standards that are required from the experiences that you deliver have never been higher, but the margin for error has never been slimmer. There are, as we've heard already from Martin and Alex, there are many forces out there, particularly things like economic uncertainty, record inflation. These are having a direct impact on the cost of doing business and how likely a consumer is to engage with you and to transact with you as an organization. So the themes, they're going to come out again and again today. How do we do more with less? How do we generate growth in a responsible way when we have these kind of headwinds out there in the market? Well, we believe that there are three drivers of growth: attracting new customers through exceptional experiences, building loyalty, and therefore, hopefully, selling more to your existing customer base, and reducing costs and improving your overall marketing ROI. The answer to all of these things is actually to focus on the experience that you are delivering for your customers, for your digital citizens if you're in government. Those experiences need to be tailored to the needs of the consumer, engaging and relevant, high impact in terms of the content that you're creating and delivering, and they need to be created and delivered and personalized across every surface, every channel, every touch point that a consumer might have with you and your brand. And you have to ensure that that journey that somebody comes on with your brand is one that makes them feel connected to you and feels a connected journey overall. If you do that, then you will end up delivering growth. You will do what we consider at Adobe to be deliver experience-led growth for your organization. There are some technology requirements, as you'd probably expect for this. You need to be able to personalize in real time. You need to have mastery of the content that you're creating. And you need to be able to do this across all of those channels that I've been talking about, and do that really in a compelling way that's going to get the consumer, the digital citizen, to engage. Research that we've conducted recently at Adobe shows us that this is not just me, not just Adobe saying this, but consumers are telling us that they expect brands to raise their standards in these challenging times. They prefer experience over discounts, and that creates a huge opportunity for us. And we would say as Adobe that the technology is there. So the requirements are there for customers and individuals and for brands in a B2B setting. The technology is there, and this is only going to get more powerful with the addition of things like AI and generative AI capabilities. Personalization is the heart of everything we do at Adobe, so much so that we've changed our mission statement recently to be changing the world through personalized digital experiences. We know that when you personalize, that generates data. But stats show that many organizations are actually wasting a lot of the data that they're creating. So I want to jump straight now to a demonstration to show you how organizations can avoid wasting that data and show you how Smart Europe, one of the world's most loved automotive brands, is actually using Adobe to capitalize on the data and drive personalization. And to do that, I'm going to ask to come to the stage Peter.
Thanks, Jamie. Let's get this beast up and running for this live demo. Okay, here we are. So I'm very excited to show you some recent innovations in the Experience Cloud that empower brands to drive experience-led growth. From acquisition to engagement to retention. So over here we have our Adobe Experience platform. I'd like to thank Smart for using their use case because they recently introduced the #1 electric vehicle to market. And as a marketer at Smart, I'd like to create and increase the awareness of this #1 new electric vehicle. And I want to increase the use of the Hello Smart mobile app. So here we are, looking at the new audience portal in RTCDP within Adobe Experience Platform. Over here, you can see all the audiences that have been created across the organization that come from Experience Cloud applications, that come from third-party applications, or maybe even enterprise systems. And the nice thing is that we now have introduced Adobe Sensei GenAI. And as said, Adobe Sensei GenAI is the new name of the GenAI engine that's incorporated across all enterprise cloud applications. And together with all the audiences that we've captured in RTCDP, we can really, truly reimagine our audience strategy. So let's look at Adobe Sensei GenAI. It acts as a co-pilot, it can guide me, but it also can come up with opportunities of ideas. So let's ask Adobe Sensei to suggest an audience in Switzerland to target that are likely to have an interest in the #1 smart car. And my target is 1 million profiles. Now, Adobe Sensei already came up with 800,000 profiles based on the following profile attributes. We want 1 million, so we'd like to expand that. We can now use lookalike modeling to expand it, but we can also include partner data. For example, from Merkle or Experian or other partners that have these support within Adobe RTCDP. Let's include partner data. We now have 1.1 million profiles in our audience that are in the market for a new car. Let's say we cancel or remove the people that reside in an urban area. Would you like to save this as an audience? Yes, I'm saving it. And immediately this audience becomes available in my audiences portal, ready to be activated across channels, via social or maybe via Adobe Journey Optimizer for deeper one-on-one engagement. And that's what we're going to do. So let's have a look at the new Experiments tab. Here in the Experiments tab, you can see all the experiments that are currently running throughout the organization across channels, including the in-car console experiment we're running through the headless API. Now, I already created a Hello Smart app experiment through and for Adobe Journey Optimizer. You can see it's an experiment via web, via email, and via mobile app. And at this point of time, we are targeting 7.9 million people. Let's change that to the 1 million people audience we created earlier. It's that simple. And you can see here the experiment is split between 3 treatments, A, B, and C. And the one that has the best and the highest impact will be used in the actual journey. I can see in red there's some content missing. Let's click on that. So let's switch to the email. This email has already been created by Adobe Sensei Gen AI because it looks at the audience we're targeting. At this point of time, I'm not really satisfied with the text in the body, so let's use the generate function of Adobe Sensei Gen AI. I want to have a more, let's say, engaging tone of voice. I want it to be brand aware. I already put in my prompt, and I can generate a new text and put it in the email body. Here you are. It's that simple. We've created and activated this experiment, and it's ready to be used in the journey. Let's switch to Adobe Journey Optimizer. Adobe Journey Optimizer can orchestrate cross-channel journeys that reaches our audience, no matter how they interact with Smart, inbound or outbound, in this case via mobile app, email or web. Now let's measure the usage and the retention of this campaign by switching to Customer Journey Analytics. Here in Customer Journey Analytics, I'm able to combine all sorts of different data that comes from different sources. Think of it as Adobe Analytics on steroids. So not only web and mobile app, but also marketing data, cross-channel data, product data. We can all combine it. We can even combine offline data from the entire customer journey. Now, we can show a lot of dashboards in Customer Journey Analytics, and I'll advise you to go to the Experience Tour, but what I'd like to show you is the new innovation we recently announced called Product Analytics. With Product Analytics, I can dig deeper as a product manager or as a marketer into reporting and analysis around, in this case, the mobile app usage. So let's create a funnel for the product team. Oh, let's click this one. I need to go to the Hello Smart app logins, and then I can go to the ones that have received the experiment, the ones that have clicked through the experiment, and the people that have searched for charging stations in the app. This creates an entire funnel with dropouts, which is very useful information for product teams. Now, let's switch to the user growth, because we can also track user growth. And product managers and marketers need to answer questions like, are we getting new users? Are we keeping users? Or are they falling dormant? And what I can now do, for example, in the September 2023 audience, is say, create an audience, and the new audience is created and is ready for activation across channels, such as with Adobe Journey Optimizer. Here you can see the September 2023 current users. Now, that makes the circle closed again. Now, let's switch to the conclusion. What we've seen here in this very short demo is how Experience Cloud empowers brands to drive experience-led growth with innovations such as the new partner data option in RTCDP for acquisition and enrichment, Adobe Gen AI, Adobe Product Analytics, and a new home for experimentation across all Experience Cloud applications. Well, these are some great capabilities to analyze insights even faster and to deliver personalized experiences across the entire customer journey. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Peter. That was fantastic. You showed us so much in such a short time there. Brilliant. So let's switch gears a little bit now. Peter alluded to some of this, but let's talk about content. Content is critical because it's how, once you've got all that data, it's how you actually connect with the customer. And we know that demand for high quality content is exploding. In fact, when we spoke to marketers and business leaders, 80% of them told us that the demand for content had doubled in the last 2 years, and we know that it's only going up on the graph. But it takes time to manage, create, and deliver great content at scale. It takes coordination to plan, develop, review, and finalize assets. And increasingly, we believe that you need to start thinking in terms of a content supply chain, from workflow and planning to creation and production and activation and delivery. And Adobe Gen Studio is the product answer to the content supply chain challenge. Traditionally, campaigns required weeks of brief writing, ideation, workshops, collaboration, activation, and even more time for analytics and reporting post campaign launch. Now integrations across Adobe Creative Cloud, Adobe Experience Cloud, together with the power of generative AI, are taking these cycles to minutes in terms instead of days. And you're going to hear a little bit more about this from my colleague Johan, and he's going to be talking in the session later. One size does not fit all, and the reality of that. You've heard the words generative AI already quite a bit in this presentation. I was going to make a joke about it's a marketing conference and we're legally obliged to say it, but we've already done that. I think we might be close to the limit. But the reason that we're talking about it is that it's not a buzzword or a buzz term. We and you are already seeing real value from the power of generative AI in your organizations. 89% of marketers said that they felt that this would help them personalize. And when the stat loads, 56% of leaders, I actually thought it was 90, that doesn't seem to have loaded, but there we go, 90. I wanted the number to be bigger, it went up. Told us that that generative AI was going to help them in the creation of these compelling experiences. So what does that mean in terms of product reality within Adobe? You've heard the term Firefly, which is our creative generative AI models. Firefly and Adobe Express are going to help in terms of that skyrocketing demand for beautiful and impactful content. And I hope you've had a chance or will have a chance to see the Firefly and Express activation that we have in the entranceway. But this is about creating content that is personalized and beautiful, but doing it in a much easier way and doing it in a way that critically to Adobe and our customers is commercially safe and commercially viable. And then Peter alluded to this a little bit in his demonstration from Smart Europe in terms of the other side of generative AI. We talk a lot about using AI for things like computer vision and creating assets from scratch, but actually AI is an incredible co-pilot, or generative AI is an incredible co-pilot when it comes to creating copy or refining that copy and making it more relevant for your audiences and segments of your customer base. So Adobe Sensei Gen AI is reshaping the way that we as marketers do and think about copy ideation and copy creation, but it's also critically helping us to analyze the data that we're collecting from these incredible experiences and understand how we can derive insights from those, and improve all of our digital touchpoints and digital experiences moving forward. Because we know that the better the content, the more somebody will engage with it. The more they engage, the more likely they are to convert, and the more they engage, the more data they're generating that we can use to understand their needs and be relevant to them. Long-term loyalty, building up that picture of the individual or the citizen over time, is built on trust and not a single campaign, however. And as we heard in the very start of today, it's never been more critical to understand your values and represent those. And we believe that real business value is built on your values, social impact, sustainability. People buy from brands that share their values. Technology can help you here. So things like the Content Authenticity Initiative, content credentials, and our whole approach to AI in Adobe is built on this model of being accountable, responsible, and transparent. And that, we believe, is critically important to the success of the experiences that you deliver and ultimately the success of your businesses. And that's crucial for us because, as I wrap up today, the message here is that although we are a technology company, we also want to be your partner and ultimately the partner to help you accelerate growth from the exceptional experiences that you deliver. I hope you will enjoy the rest of the program today. We've got some fantastic speakers and we've got a fantastic event outside. So have a great rest of afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.